Thanks for joining. Today we're at the Dream Cycle Motorcycle Museum. Let's go and explore.
The Dream Cycle Museum is home to one of the most diverse collections of motorcycles in Canada, with over 100 unique and rare bikes. After 25 years in the commercial reforestation business planting trees, owner Mark Lane decided to follow his own dream and open up this motorcycle museum. Let's take a look at some of the unique bikes on display. This is a 1911 Pierce Arrow, which houses its fuel in the upper and rear sections of the frame and oil in the front half. The Pierce Arrow was only in production for 3 years and cost $325 brand new. In total, there were less than 500 of these bikes built, and this is one of only 12 known to still exist today. And here's a 1912 Indian Model D. This was produced at a time when Indian was the largest motorcycle factory in the world, building some of the best motorcycles anywhere. Over 19,000 of these 1912 Indian Model Ds were produced. Just a year after, Indian achieved a stunning 1-2-3 victory at the most important motorcycle race in the world in the Isle of Man. Here's a 1925 BSA 557H Deluxe, which was brought over to Canada from England in 2005. Prior to that, it was sitting in a barn where it had been since 1942 during World War II. This bike still has its original paint as well as acetylene lights. Still in place is cardboard put in the headlight by the owner the last time he rode it during World War II. The owner used the cardboard to dampen the lights because he was fearful of being targeted by the bombs of enemy aircraft. Here's a 1927 Scott Super Squirrel. Its liquid-cooled 2-cylinder, 2-stroke engine had a top speed of 125 kilometers an hour. This bike was banned from racing circuits because no 4-stroke motor could win against it. This funny contraption is a wet bike, which is a cross between a jet ski and a motorcycle. Produced between 1978 and 1992, the first time that the public laid eyes on one of these was when Roger Moore wrote a prototype of it in the James Bond film The Spy Who Loved Me. This is a 1972 Suzuki GT750J, which is from the first year of that model's production. This bike has a liquid-cooled 3-cylinder 2-stroke engine and a top speed of 177 kilometers an hour. The Suzuki GT750 was the first motorcycle mass-produced with a liquid-cooled engine since 1908. This 1982 Royal Enfield Bullet was produced in India and is known as being one of the longest unchanged production runs of a motorcycle in history. The Bullet has remained in continuous production since 1946. Down here is a 1995 Ducati 916. This bike has a top speed of over 260 kilometers an hour and is frequently called one of the most beautiful motorcycles ever created. This is a 1947 Vincent Rapide motorcycle. This British manufacturer was in business from 1928 until 1955 when it unfortunately went bankrupt. This is a rare civilian model of a 1942 WL Harley-Davidson. This was produced at a time when most motorcycles were being produced for the military during World War II. It had a top speed of 104 kilometers an hour. The restoration of this specific bike was featured on an episode of the Rust Valley Restorers. If you're at the Dream Cycle Museum, you may be able to get a picture with this 1934 Galimberti motorcycle. These were produced between 1932 and 1936 by Cesare Galimberti. It's extremely rare and is the only one known to exist in the world. With over 100 bikes on display, there's a lot to explore, and owner Mark is happy to tell you the story behind each one of them. And take a peek into Mark's garage where you can see some of his latest projects.
And if you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, it's time to exit through the gift shop.